I'm sure people will start tuning in. Let's go have a look at this gift that I've got. Let me just try and make it so that we've got ourselves a nice little view of the place without necessarily giving too much away. There we go. As a matter of fact, that'll do probably. That's fine. All right. So we'll look at that in a minute. Let's have a look at the potch. This is just opal potch. So it's from Lightning Ridge. It's black opal, mostly anyway. And that's what I asked for. I asked for like 550 carats or something of it. And that's what I got. Okay, so what you can see here is basically when you get stuff like this, you're getting the dregs of the pile. But you can see that there is actually a colour bar here. What I might have to do is zoom in a bit. Let's have a look at this colour bar. You can see that colour bar there. You can see it even more closely there. I'll have to explain to you the colours because I think you can't see it. Green, basically. Pretty nice. But we'll see how that goes. This one here, I think I'm going to give some of this potch a go straight away. I've noticed that some of it's got a lot of sand in it. That's okay. I can literally see the sand here. It's going all the way into there. So it's literally a lens of sand, which is pretty much filling a pocket there. Basically underdone by a few million years. This one here. Once again, we've got this, I think you'll find this is close to this stuff. Yeah, it'll be attached to this one somehow. Let's try this way. Not like that, maybe like that, maybe like that. It will be attached somehow. It's the same kind of stuff. But from looking at this other stuff, you'll know that there's actually a lens of material that's just on the top. The reason why the cutter opted to sell it rather than to cut it themselves is that they were a bit nervous about this stuff here. They're going, nah, there's going to be too much risk of there being sand and clay and stuff inside there. I'm not going to bother. That's okay. I'm going to take the risk because I don't mind. Look at this guy. Really, really weird. I might leave it as a specimen for me because I have seen stuff like this before and I like the crystal opal that comes out of it, but I don't think I'm going to get any colour. I might get some sun flash, but got not enough sun to find that one out. But it's an interesting one nonetheless. So let's have a look at this guy. This one doesn't look like it's got any colour, but it's typical Lightning Ridge stuff. You can see that there's some colour there. So just in here there's some blue, just where my thumb is. Just a little bit of blue. I'm not expecting much to come out of that. But you never know. So look at this guy. This is just a nice big piece of potch. Now I'm looking for colour, and I think that if we... alright. This particular stuff sometimes comes good, sometimes doesn't. So these little discolorations here, sometimes they can, in a different angle, end up being extremely colourful. They're very hard to get out. So it's quite possible that even an experienced opal cutter doesn't recognise what they're seeing there, that instead of approaching it from this side, you need to approach it from another side. It's faced incorrectly. If you face it correctly, you might get some colour, but there's a chance you won't. This one here. Oh wow, 7 people. Hello. This is just very light. What I'll do is I'll take the skin off it at some stage and see what's underneath it, basically. Apologies, by the way, I'm quite sick at the moment. I don't think you can catch anything over the internet. See, proved it. Now, yeah, once again, we've got a situation where the opal cutter opted to sell rather than to cut. But to me, I think that's not necessarily the wisest of decisions. You can see this here, that's obviously unstable, but like what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to mark it from here, mark it here on the other side. G'day, Jack. It is nice opal. It's just potch. It was sold as potch, but I think I can make some nice stuff out of it. Yeah, so I'll just literally draw a line across there, just cut straight through that. And hopefully that will deal with most of the sand issues. Let's have a look at this. This is hilariously sandy. It's knobby opal that tried, I suppose is what you could call it. So I'll literally be cutting that sandy layer out of it. Just zoom straight through it and see what's on either side of that. Sometimes there's some quite good opal. This is straight out semi-opaque crystal. Oh, thanks for the like. Semi-opaque crystal. It's just nearly a crystal, basically. No colour that I can see. This one, I like these ones. Very rarely do they actually come good, but I still like them. Basically, this is just blue opal, but there's always, almost invariably, there's a little bit of colour all the way through it. It's just that there's not enough colour. Oh, another like. Thank you very much. There's not enough colour to make it into a decent sized opal, so you just have to deal with that. I'm going to change to internal internet because it might go blocky because there's other people using it. Here we go. Tell me if there's actually better or worse internet as a result of that. Okay, this guy here, I'm having a look at it. There is a little bit of colour here. There's a colour bar there. It is skirting that sand with great vigour. What I might be doing is I'll be going around the edges of that first. Very rarely do I actually go around the edges first. But this one, I think I'm going to have to. I might have to cut that entire piece off and see what it looks like underneath. Pardon me. Okay, this is a nice piece of white crystal opal. It's all from Lightning Ridge. There is one piece that I suspect is not, but I'm not blaming them. So that might come good. I'll have cut it across there, of course. It should make a cab of some description, and it might be moderately coloured. I recognise this stuff. You can get good coloured opal out of this stuff, but it's very fragile. There you go. I was going to say very fragile. Now, I don't mind doing that to the opal. I've lost it in all the other potch. I think it's that piece there. I don't mind doing that to the opal. Thanks, Hermit. So, yeah, I don't mind smashing it a bit. And that might not even be the correct piece. That's a bit embarrassing because this stuff here that I'm on top of, that stuff is that's Cooper Pedy, and this is Lightning Ridge stuff. I should be able to tell the difference instantly. But that particular piece that smashed was very close to a Cooper Pedy piece. Suspiciously so, one might say. I don't think people deliberately try to rip people off around here. It's just sometimes things get mixed up. Just like what happened, I suppose. Might be that bit. Doesn't matter. Anywho, moving on. Let's just keep going with these things and have a look at them. It's getting blocky again, is it? Minecraft adventure. Sorry about that. Well, we'll see how it goes. So, okay, I'm going to try turning to the internal internet and we'll see what happens. All right, I'm using the router. If it gets worse, tell me. Now that I'm using the router, we'll be able to figure out whether the router or the internal, the phone internet's better. Okay, so that's that bit that fell apart. Ooh. Don't know why they gave me this bit as a piece of potch. That's not potch. Look at this. That is just wild. They might have looked through it with a torch and been a bit scared, but you see, okay, this is an interesting piece. So see those black dots on top? That's black potch sitting upon white potch. And if you shone a torch on that and looked over here, and there's sand right here, you would suspect that it was blown with sand the whole way through. I think that they just didn't want to take a risk on it. Okay, I'm going to take a punt. I'm going to put my $10 on this stone. I'm going to say this is not sandy all the way through, where I think the other guy who sold this to me thought it was. So that's the bet I'm making. I'm going to cut it. We're going to find out who's right. Unremarkable. Moving on. This piece, I think I've already done that piece. Just having a quick look at all the other bits. Here's something that's interesting. I think this might not produce some colour. It's just got it's got that look that just wants to. Better with the router? Okay. Well, we'll have to deal with the router then. Just keep an eye on it. There's some green just in there, if you can see it. It's very hard for me to see the screen, so I don't know. This one's got a kernel right in the middle of it, which is what lightning ridge is supposed to look like, really. But I think that kernel's green, so that's pretty cool. I wonder if they've torched that one. Doesn't look like they've really given it that much of a look through, because that one might be quite spectacular. Just maybe. Well, we'll see. I don't think they mind too much giving me a spectacular stone. Unremarkable. Because if they give me a spectacular stone, I'll be likely to buy again, won't I? There's flies out here now. Australia, what can you say? Okay, this is a very dark blue. That might be good. I like that one. This one is another one which has got a kernel in the middle and it's got nice colour. So hopefully when we cut it down, we'll be able to contrast the potch and the colour. Have a nice black opal. That'll come up at about a carat. This one will come up at about 2 carats, but it's not going to be black. But I like this colour. I like this purple. You can't have everything, can you? Fortunately, maybe this piece will go against that piece. Where is that purple gone? Can't find it now. It's gone and hidden itself. No, isn't that interesting? Oh well, I'll find it again, don't you worry. But at any rate, I'll contrast that with the purple later on, and hopefully we'll get ourselves something nice out of that. Is that it? No, that's not it. Leave them there, carefully. Just so that you know, sorry about the cough, by the way. Can't do much about it. I just noticed just a hint of green that just happened there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's quickly go through the rest of the potch. Standing up so that I get some circulation in my legs. Also, there's some fly spray. And yeah, you naughty, naughty flies. They're not going to know what hit them. Alright, so let's go into this bit. I would say unremarkable except for this bit. The problem is there's a bit of oxidation happening over here, which means that there's probably a sandy layer there that's got a bit of iron in it. Hard to deal with. I can see why they did this bit. They just didn't want to take a risk. That's just sand, but I'll gut that like a fish, basically. We'll see what it looks like. I'll cut it in half first, then I'll cut that. Anywhere where there's white, I'll actually just cut it with the blade, and we'll see what happens. Anything can happen with that. This one here. Yep, okay, once again. Oh, that looks spongiform, doesn't it? I wonder if that's bone. Don't think it is, because it looks a bit too conglomerate-y. But there is a little bit of, there's a bit of crystal just sitting underneath there. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. You can see we might even clip the sensor. Let's see, can we clip the sensor on this? No, it's not going to do that for me. Oh, you nearly saw it. Oh, once again, we've got some crystal sitting between a layer, if I show it to you. We've got a purple layer just underneath there. We've got the crystal layer. Now, it's interesting, yes, but experience tells me that that purple layer only faces like that. So it'll only ever, if I try and cut it to that layer from that side, it might not look good at all. The only reason why I'm actually doing this at all is because this just appeared and I thought, let's do it. Fly. Right. I'm not sure what you're seeing, but I'm seeing some light greens. This is not it's lightning ridge, but it's not a dark opal. Oh, it'll be a dark opal, it's not a black opal. Yes. Sometimes if they're white as the driven snow, they're still considered dark opals. Oh, thank you for the like, whoever did that. Right. So this one here. Oh, beautiful. You can see a kernel in there. So sometimes a void forms and then another piece of opal comes in, and you can see that happening there. Or sometimes like the agates, and I can't remember what the technical term is, but you see layering happening there. So it's either a kernel or the agate style layering, which is kind of nice. So that will actually produce a good opal, hopefully. This guy here, once again, we've got a high risk opal, which is why they've palmed it off onto me. I'm willing to take the risk. So looks like underneath that sand layer, everything's okay, but it's going to be touch and go getting onto it. So sometimes they just go, you know what, I'm not worrying about this. I'm just going to sell it to somebody, and I'll make some profit, and I'm not going to worry about trying to cut something good out of it. This one has got some potential. Let's have a look on the other side. All right, I'm seeing some evidence. Let's see. Yeah. This is a very, it's a very interesting geological specimen. Basically, it's either got a void that's filling in with sand. That's what the kernels get formed from. Or alternately, what's happened is it's sat down here like this for a while, and then it's been shifted and it's kind of gone upwards like that. And now the sand is forming in the pockets like that. And that would eventually become opal, presuming you've got the conditions to form opal. But at the moment, we've just got this weird voided opal, which we can do something with. We'll just get the blade in, we'll clear out that sand and see what it looks like underneath. Pardon me. So, oh, another like. Oh, yes. Thank them and they will come. Thank you very much, whoever did that. It is very, very much appreciated. Okay, this one has got another like kernel of black in there. Now, if you've seen Pulitzer opals recently, he was talking about eye opals, and that black spot right in the middle there is very similar to the phenomenon that they were talking about. Another like, thank you very much. That's similar to the phenomenon that he was describing with Ethiopian opals. I think that the same thing happens with Lightning Ridge. This guy, I can't wait to get into it. There's a nice chunk of green and you can see it all the way through. I don't think it's a no-brainer because there's a chunk of sand there, but it certainly is very exciting. This one here is not as exciting. It's a bit of blue, but I think that it'll work. Maybe not, but it might make a bit of backing for something. Got a few things. That one, unremarkable. Just looking through now to see what we've got here. Yep, we've got that one, and the rest is pretty unremarkable. Once again, we've got that ice stone that they were describing in Pulitzer opals. Oh, another like. Thank you very much, whoever that was. Okay, I'm just reading here. The first thing is that Hermit has been monitoring my internet for me, so thank you very much, mate. But AJ, I thoroughly enjoy when people don't wish to take a risk. I love risks with the opal. I only started a month ago and already found so many colours inside ones that look like nothing. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. And the funny thing about it is that when you start out, you can only afford to get the rubbish that people leave behind. Hello, Daphne. Daphne's a dog, by the way. So, yeah, so you learn to cut around some pretty awful issues. And I think that that's really good for you in your laboratory career. So, so I think that it works for everybody. The big guys, they can't be bothered, and so they palm off their little stuff. And then other people, they can sometimes take a bit of a risk, and sometimes they get rewarded for that. Yeah, so I strongly recommend don't lash out and buy huge amounts of. Oh, thank you for the like, whoever did that. That's another one. Yeah, so don't lash out when you're starting out and buy the $10,000 opals. It is worth doing from my perspective, because at some point you've got to get over the fear of failure with a really, really expensive stone. But for the time being, you can get away with buying some really cheap rubbish and sometimes coming off well. There's some green within that. So I completely agree with you, AJ. I hope you become an expert in this and you can show people your videos and people will be going ooh and ah at your amazing stones in the future. Let's have a look. We've got one more thing to just check out. I'm just popping these back into the bag. There's a few little pieces here. I don't think they're going to particularly impress anyone. There's a few pointers there. We might find something cool. Pop this back in. This is about 550 carats, if I remember, which is about 100 grams. I have no idea what that is in ounces. I'm sorry. I will get a converter sorted out eventually one day, but not now. Right. So this is the one marked gift. So can you see the gift? So this is what happens, and I really do like the opal communities. Where does it say gift? There it is, gift. There we are, finally. So I'll have a look in here. I've already had a look through these gifts, so don't this is not a completely blind unboxing of this one. The potch was mostly blind. I just looked through it and I thought, oh, I'll just do the live stream. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two pieces which were originally one piece. And that kind of explains why this was given to me as a gift. It was looking like, let me see if I can put them back together. Currently I'm sick, so I don't even know what my own face looks like at the moment. So yeah, good luck with that. So it looked like that, but you could see quite obviously there was a crack, and so I just went, smacked it open. So that solves that problem. There's a little bit of red inside. There's also just a few white dendrites going on in there. I think that might even be gypsum or something like that. But that looks good. I've got some very interesting gift stones here. I like it when they give me gifts. I think everyone likes it when you get gifts. But there's just a little green spot right in there. Once again, I think the people were not prepared to take a risk on it. But there's certainly a lot of interesting little bits within this opal that you would just raise your eyebrows a bit at. And I think they're going, oh, I don't know which way to approach this opal. And any way could be correct, any way might be a disaster. So they're like, oh, I'll make it a gift. This piece here, this looks very much like a Kubapiti stone. I don't think it is because of the honey opal in there. And also you can see that kerneling or that agate effect that's going on once again in there. Oh, J is for genius. No wonder I found that good stone. Oh, wow. I agree with all the sentiments that have been sent there. I think Jay is being very generous once again. I love the idea of someone who started out a month ago. Hermit for Days has just been making sure that I don't make any mistakes with my technology, which that's quite a job in its own right, to be honest. That one, look, I never look a gift horse in the mouth, so to speak, but I don't know why it's been given as a gift. But that's all right. That's all right. This one is obvious. Beautiful colour in there. Bit of sand there, which is a bit of an issue, but you know, whoop, there we go, dropped again. Sudden gust of gravity. Okay, once again, we've got one of these Pulitzer opal would refer to it as an eye stone. And I like that concept, so I'm going to keep calling them eye stones. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The thing about the rubbish is that you get to learn to make really, really small stones. And I think the small stones, they're far better Yes. I'm going to redefine it for Pulitzer opals. Have I got one that I can easily use? Basically, you'll find that one of these ones, hopefully this one will do it. This guy will probably be black in the middle, believe it or not. So it'll have a black eye. Let me see. That sounds bad. I'll use this one to just demonstrate the concept, though. Can you see the Can you see the dark bit in the middle? So you could certainly make that into an eye if you wanted to. Go have a look at one of the Pulitzer videos. I think it's his latest one. He's talking about Ethiopian eye stones. They look a little bit different, but you'll go, oh yeah, I know what he's talking about now. That one, I think if I face it correctly, looks pretty rubbish that way. Once you turn it that way, suddenly the colour starts to show up. So basically, we've got to be careful, but we can do something. Another eye stone, if there even is such a thing. Of course, it's a partial eye stone because it's being snipped. Now, because I asked for essentially potch and with no colour, I can't be too critical. Oh, that's a boulder. I wonder how that got in there. Okay, got a few little chips here. Those ones, that one's just a piece of honey opal, not honey itself. Oh, that one's got a little bit of colour just sitting on the side. Now what you notice with these, see that little dark line there? You don't know if that's webbing or cracking until you put a lot of pressure onto it. And sometimes even then you don't know. I think it's just webbing, but it certainly will be all the way through the opal. So whoever's cutting this is not willing to take the risk on that. It's just going, I'll gift it to someone. And here we go, this one here. That is looking like it's a piece of that other bit that's shattered earlier on. So, oh, another like. Thank you very much, whoever did that. This piece here, white opal. It's technically dark opal. Don't ask me how people classify it. Well, I know how they classify it. I don't know why. I'll cut that because there's a bit of purple in it. And these ones, this one is, oh, this actually demonstrates the point. So let's use it. See here? See how if you cut into this, it looks like that on the outside, and then in the middle, it's got that little dark kernel, which it's light on the inside. Okay, well, if you squint your brain, you might be able to figure out something with it. Oh dear. That one will do the same thing. These guys will almost always have got some black in the middle of them. This guy here, you can almost see it. So let's get to the wheel. I'm not entirely certain what state the wheel's in. That's okay. We'll get it going. I've got a spray thing that I can use. Spray tan. Which apparently is going to make it into the presidency in the United States. For the better or worse. Okay, little birdies. You don't have to fight. This is a fight-free place. Got little finches that are going nuts over there. See if you can spot them. The moment the attention goes on them, they go very still. Birds are quite intelligent. They know when they're being observed. Well, they're in there. They were fighting and then they go nut. Right. So over to here we go. I've already done the maintenance on this today. There were quite a few issues with it. I also found some pretty interesting opal in its own right. That stuff doesn't look particularly spectacular, but you just wait. So here these guys are. I was planning at some stage of doing this one. Just a piece of clear opal from Kupiti. Basically, when I'm speaking today, it's like speaking with, I don't know, half a ton of cotton wool in your head. I'll see how well I cope. That was what I did yesterday. Just moving all this into here. At least we know it's not the acetone. First things first, I'll just put some compressed water. Of course, the water is non-compressible if you're into science, but I'm sure people know what I'm talking about. That little plastic shield proves very useful for protecting my electrical equipment against, well, me. As some people have noticed, me and electrical equipment, meh, not that good. Where's the Windex gone? There it is. Actually, me and electrical equipment, stupendous. I get it to do things it was never designed to do, but also I get it to do things that it was never designed to do. So sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. That is a scale, by the way. 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres, 3 centimetres, and that mark there is 1 inch. So just to give you an idea, here's a random piece of opal. It ain't 1 centimetre, it's nearly 2 centimetres, it's almost exactly an inch. So that gives you an idea. I will add markers to the scale, but it makes it relatively easy for me to work out what things are. And I'll just clean out the muck from there because that will help illuminate the place. What's on and what's not. Okay, turning that off, turning that off, turning that on. Right. Let me have a look at what we'll try first. There are a few things that are of great interest to me, and we will see. I think one of those, we'll get the higher risk one out, I reckon. We'll cut that one in half, pretty quick smart. There's a few other ones that I'm willing to clean out. This one is interesting because I'm wondering whether that will hold up under the blade. That's pretty much the same, but I'm not going to do that yet. We'll have a look at what this one's doing as well. So those will be the first 4. And then as the evening progresses, I can only do this for about an hour. Actually, I'll take this one out. Actually, this one, I'm curious right away, so let's go for that one. Back. Right. Let's make this all perfect. No, Celine Dion looks back in. I can't sing any Celine Dion songs at the moment because of my cough voice. And I'm sorry about the COVID that I might transmit over the YouTube internet. I don't think it works that way, but who knows? They never figured out anything whilst the disease was running. Okay, let's go. Let's have a look at what's going on here. So the first cab off the rank, so to speak, is going to be this tiny little stone, which looks phenomenally impressive. So let's get rid of that sand. Hopefully it's only a small amount of sand. So remember, I'm betting against the guy who supplied this. He said, I'm betting that this isn't going to produce a good stone. And I'm going, you're on, mate. Let's see how we go. It's not really like that, but we can consider it a competition, just for funsies. This definitely was one that he wasn't prepared to take a risk on. He or she. There's some perfectly good female opal cutters, so should not be gendering, especially if I don't know their identity. Remember watching a comedian who said, hello, my name is such and such, my pronouns are fee, fi, fo and fum. Quite a large lady. So whilst I'm cleaning the rest of this up, I'm asking myself the question, of which the answer is almost invariably yes, should I be cutting this in half? What I'll do is I'll just cut the back here. Now the whole idea is to straighten out the back without cutting through to the crystal, because when it's back like that, you don't need to back it. You don't need to put it into a doublet or anything like that. It's just got its own natural backing. The moment you mess with it, whoops, you have to put a backing on it. So, and that also answers the question for me, because there is a weakness there, and I'm going to cut it along that weakness. How are we going to do this? I'm going to cut it just at a slight angle. Now if you're going, why is he cutting a perfectly good stone that you could probably salvage? It's because experience has taught me that the salvage process usually takes so much material off that you end up with a stone the same size as one of the halves of what you're about to cut. Can't believe this. Just for interest's sake, I changed the blade just yesterday after the live stream, and I've cut a lot of opals with it since, and I've blunted it. Unbelievable. Also, I suspect that this is from the top of the profile, which is a bit harder, so it might be just a combination of factors. But I have worked it hard, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's blunt. There we go. So this is the little pointer I want to make. I presume that was a giggle at my IT skills. It's funny, I can code, but for those people who know codes, they can work it out from the next couple of sentences. I can code, but I actually code in R, not Python. For any Python user, that instantly tells them a lot about my personality, because R is quite frustrating to use in its own right, but it's also got a lot of fail-safes in it, and a lot of trampolines and whatnot. Python just throws you to the wolves. Of course, if nobody knows what I'm talking about, well, don't worry about it. Ironically, we managed to get ourselves a nice little ice stone straight away. Look at that. Well, I'll give that one a I'll give it a dot, and we'll see what it looks like. But it seems like the person who was selling these to me, they were right about their general quality. Now, where did the other piece go? Oh, that's annoying. There's another piece there which was perfectly valid, and it's gone. There it is. Right, so let's give this one a bit of a trim. We'll see what we get with it. This has already been trimmed, so the guy's already tried. So what it's telling me is that, yeah, I might be able to get something good out of these opals, but this guy is quite a shrewd operator. So I'm still going to back myself, but he's a lot more skilled than we initially thought. So that means that this has all got a lot of potential to go pear-shaped. Never don't back yourself, by the way. You may as well give it a go. That's my philosophy anyway. Are you an expert in this? Why, of course I am. What are we doing? I'm going to make it round. I was going to turn it into a drop, but no, it's just fool's errand. Fool's errand, I tells you. Alright, so there we go, nice little, that one's not really nice, that'll scrub up really well. Doesn't look like it'll scrub up well, hang on, let me just zoom in. Just trust me, it'll scrub up well. Been dopping a few, hang on, I'll see if I can spot a few that I've dopped and made into better opal. Give me 1 second. Not that one. No, not that one. Oh, here's a bit. Not that one. It's taking longer than I expected. Many apologies. Okay, I only found 3 or 4, but that'll do. Actually, I won't. This one's not looking all that good, but I'll exclude that from the. So there's some pink potch which have turned into a heart. I think people have seen that. Hard to hold, but you know, got a nice bit of colour in it. If you see the sparkle, you're lucky. These ones are a bit easy to manage because I've got them sitting on the top sticks, except you can't see the detail in them. They've all been shined to perfection now, so yeah, they're looking pretty good, but you would never know. Let's see if we can go 3 from 3 for, you know, actually seeing what the thing is. I think the light's just too much. Let's try moving the light away. Nearly got it. Can nearly see it. Anyway, just take my word for it. They're great. Right, here we go. Let's clear this rubbish out from this one, and then from this one we'll clear the rubbish, and then from this one we'll clear the rubbish, and we'll see what we've got. This might be iron band. It is too. Well, my Dremel wasn't blunt before. It will be blunt now. I thought it was just sand. It's not. This is... Whee! Well, can still catch things. Yeah, for all the budding young opal cutters out there saying I can't afford a massive rig, the sum total that this has cost me to make has been $7. That's equipment included, like this this Dremel here. I bought it on sale. So if you can get yourself a Dremel, just find a fish tank and go for it. Just make some kind of arrangement which excludes the dust. Then you find some kind of dripping mechanism. Just use gravity. That's what I use. So I've got a tank full of water at the top. And all the water just drips down. And that means that I don't die from respiratory illness, despite what you're hearing at the moment. That's got nothing to do with this, I promise, I swear. Sounds like that Simpsons episode. He died from meat poisoning from another restaurant. Okay. At some stage I am going to call it, because I don't think there's much in here. I'll just clean that bit out. May as well just clean out the bits and then see. Just running up the flagpole, see who salutes, so to speak. Who salutes, but no one ever does. Oh, I'm not sick, but I'm not well. And I'm so hard, 'cause I'm in hell. Been around the world and found that only stupid people are breeding, creating, floating and feeding, and I don't even own a TV. Quite like those lyrics. Good old Harvey Danger. That probably dates me as a old fart, doesn't it? I could have been singing, "The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind." That makes me older. Not going to explore any further today, but there is a little bit. 2 people watching now. The singing is obviously a great hit. Well, something ending in it. Okay, I think, to quote a friend of mine, there it isn't. Yep, that looks like it's big fat nothing. So we will let it remain a big fat nothing. Keep going with the show. Where's that other piece that was... here it is. I'm intrigued by this piece, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully carve into the sand. We'll try and be more prescriptive. What have we got down here? A lot of sand. Okay, so we just carve like so. Still got sand? Let's go. Right, sand here. Interesting, this particular opal is tough as nails when cut a particular way. So I'm literally cutting that block out now. What I'm interested in, is there a layer of colour, or is there a layer of sand, or is there something else sitting within? We'll cut it like that. Looks like a game of noughts and crosses gone bizarrely wrong. What's the time? 1 hour. Okay, I've got about 25 minutes to do something interesting with something. So let's hopefully get to something interesting. If I can't get something interesting out of this, I will manufacture something, don't you worry. I'm glad I stopped where I did because, wow, there's something good in there. If we can just carefully extract from here. Okay, it looks like no manufacturing needed. We've got something there. So what have we got to do to get to it? This might end the experiment right here. It's a bit annoying, but we'll see. Right. Interesting. So what we've got, let me show you. There's a little bit of colour just down there. I'm not sure I can show it to you. Anyway, that's where the colour is, right there. But it's right on top of a piece of sand. So let's see what I can do with it. Basically experimental opal, that's okay. Have I gotten rid of all of it? No, I haven't. Right, so what I can do here, let's see if I cut here, what's going to happen. With the bluntest of blades in all the land. Seems synonymous with that sand there, which is a bit annoying. Can I get anything out of it? By the way, I told you that there is black underneath all of these. I think I've proved my point. Is there any evidence of that colour? No. Well, what a tease it is, huh? What a tease. It's sitting there going, yeah, you're gonna get, no, you're not going to get the colour. No colour here. But what it means is that you know that it's capable of doing it, so I'm just going to do a bit of exploration all around the stone to see if there's anything else that might reveal something. I'm not too put off by it because the colour was literally sitting over the sand, so I had to clear the sand to make it good. And in clearing the sand, well, I cleared the colour. My final option is this. Yeah, right, so I'm just reading, are you talking about the fish tank opal setup? Yeah, it's not that hard. I'll just put the, have a look behind, hopefully you can see because I can't see what I'm doing. So basically it's just set up onto a wood block, just Dremel machine there, just sitting there, you can see the button and everything. And it's just got basically some plastic shielding at the front and it's on a fish tank. That's all it is. And you can, oh, and yeah, of course, you've got that glass screen, and it's got a guide there, which is just made out of random bits of foam I found. So you can easily just make something. It's basically collaboration of spare parts. The last bit that I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to try and cut through here and see what I can find. Looks like it's not revealing its mysteries to me tonight. And I'm going to go slightly against the layering there, just because I want to see if any of that is producing any colour. So the risk, of course, is that I'll lose some colour. But quite frankly, I don't know if there is any colour there to begin with, so, you know, what's the risk? Whee! So what have we got? Not a sausage. Okay. I'll explore that in my own time. Let's try and get you something nice to look at. That's looking good. Just straightening out these edges. Sedges have edges, rushes around. Grasses have nodes where leaves should be found. Oh, this must be a sedge then, hey? Feathers. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going through all the random bits of information that go through my head. Alright, so we've got a piece of sand here. I'm going to cut all the way through that sand because you can see there's a bit of a divot there. So that should be relatively easy compared to what I've been doing before. If anyone's seen the opal mills, someone's actually, I think it's Cockatoo Birdman Bill, has actually made a an opal cutter in the eye of what I'm doing here. Whether he came up with it first or I did, I don't care. I know that there's something similar, so you might be able to get some inspiration from there. Because sadly, I just built this, you know, I just put one thing on top of another until it was what I considered to be good. I didn't consider producing a schematic for it. Measure never, cut a lot of times. Which I'm sure my grandfather's spinning in his grave over that one. For those people who know things about cutting tools, this is called torturing the blade. You shouldn't do this, you should let it run at its full speed. But sometimes I get a bit excited. There it goes. And have a look at that. Got some beautiful colour there. Oh, the collaboration is here. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best. Her name's Adele. And I'm sorry, Adele, that's all I can do. Check that out. Now that's an opal. So much for measure twice, cut once. Don't even think cut. This has got two sides. Beautiful. Yep. In case I haven't told everyone, you need to stand well back from me at the moment because I'm quite ill. I reckon I'm so sick that you can catch it over the internet. But I would say that because it is a man flu, so, you know, take that how you may. I'm so sick. Someone look after me. I think my girlfriend's way of looking after me is saying, grow up. Actually, she was really good when I had my teeth out. Wisdom teeth, not all of them. Still got at least 2 left. And it suddenly went clear, so I'm going to keep that as a drop. I won't live. It's the man flu. We know it's deadly. Oh, gee. People just don't understand. I've seen entire communities laid waste by man flu. Not only did it kill all the men, but the women were there with their hands over their ears. Make it stop. Hang on. Oh. I didn't even get my wisdom teeth back. They just nicked them. I reckon that not only did the surgeon take my wisdom teeth, cut them out, and charge me a lot for it, but then I reckon he put them under his own pillow. He's got a scam running, that man. Well, those teeth are going to have to go. Why? Because I want an extra $2, that's why. You're going to have to give up on that one. Right, let's do this win. Let's do this one. How about this one? 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah, chew, yeah. Chew for chew, chew, chew. Welcome back to the SCG or the MCG or the Gabba, the Wacker, Adelaide Oval. And I'm not doing this song. Just happens to be in that order. Sorry, Americans, if there are any. They're too busy wondering if Trump's going to be inflicted on them again. Or saving them, depending on their point of view, I suppose. I'm gonna make this country great again. And that's a like southern accent. That was more George W. Bush than Trump. I've never been able to do a good Trump. How's it going? Last time I checked, it was Kamala was getting 210 to Trump's 230. Which is better than before, but not too good for old Kimberley. What a catch! What a catch! Yes. Chew for chew, chew, chew. Naturally, it can't be Richie because he's dead. give it to them hard and forced. Pretty much lost everyone who's not from Australia by doing that, I reckon. Probably lost everyone who's not from Australia by saying the wrong thing about Trump and Kamala. Yeah, go that politician. They play hardball in the States, don't they? There's a great piece in Veritasium talking about how they did a study and they just picked random people. Either way, they're stuffed. Yeah, but we've had a few elections like that. The problem is a concept called the glass cliff. If the lady folk know about the glass ceiling, they probably also know about the glass cliff. And sorry if you do know about it, I'm going to have to explain for the sake of the others. Basically, like the glass ceiling being a barrier that a certain social group can't enter, usually women, the glass cliff is very similar. Basically, if you've got a political position which is fast becoming toxic, you give a hospital pass to the nearest female, and if it works out, they go, what a great political manoeuvre that we, the men, figured out. If it doesn't work out, they go, well, it was a chick. So either way, the woman's chucked under the bus. So that's what they call the glass cliff. Yeah, I know. Well, Albanese's turned out alright. He didn't start off well. I'll give it that. But I don't know, it doesn't even matter if you like Albanese or not. Like, we've got no options anywhere. So good luck. I think the next election it's going who are you going to vote for? You know, oh, I'm voting for, I know, Liberal. And the Labor guy goes, oh, you poor bastard. And then they go, well, who are you voting for? Oh, I'm voting for Labor. Oh, you poor bastard. And they'll both be right. Fortunately, our decisions don't affect the free world, so... Problem with the two... You can't say that about him. He bought himself a new pair of glasses, mate. You remember in Yes Prime Minister they said that we gave him a knighthood so no one would ever say that. Yeah, I can be refreshingly apolitical about this because I'm a person who's of the opinion and pox on both your parties. Basically, when you think about it, when you're voting for a particular party, you're basically going, which principles am I going to stomp on? It doesn't matter how dyed in the wood Labor or Liberal you are, there's always some policy that you have to give up. And we do have an internet now, so we can actually decide for ourselves, or at least give our right to decide to someone who cares. But instead, you know, well, this party, yeah, we will do this thing you care about, but also we have this policy of kill all the gum trees. I don't care that much about gum trees, I suppose. I kind of do, but I care about this other issue more. You know, that kind of compromise you're always making. Oh yeah, whenever I vote, my criteria is based on how much propaganda is thrown in my mailbox. The party that throws the least propaganda in my mailbox is the one that gets my vote. I tried doing criteria based on honesty. That fails spectacularly. That was back in the John Howard days. In the end, he lied about that war. And like, what could you say? Because like he did lie, but he lied so much better than all the other people. Because like you had Bush and that British guy. They're going, oh, there's weapons in I don't know, something like. And Johnny comes up and gives us a really good explanation. Quite a good, brilliant piece of oratory there. Also, we have all of this politics, which it's something to do with the mind, and it rhymes with duck. Because think about it, we've got a conservative leader who got rid of all the guns. Once again, in England, we've got Margaret Thatcher, another conservative leader who saved the environment. That was with her CFC ban. I mean, I don't know what we're trying to do. It's nice that they're so passionate about it. You go, when are you going to get cynical? Look at that one. That's beautiful. I'll zoom in on that one. Vote this opal. Now we'll have a brief interlude. We might actually have to stop now because of things, but have a look over here. These are our friends, the magpies. Turn this off. Zoom out a bit. You can see what's going on. Sorry about the back garden. We have a surplus dog food here because that's what they're waiting for. Oh, a couple more likes happen. These guys are cute as a button and really, really sweet. Hello, how you doing? Come here. Come here. Come here. Good bird. Come on. There you go. Good bird. There you go. That one's a bit too nervous. There you go. Oh, come on. You can usually catch. Catch for the cameras. Here we go. Just, whoop. Oh, I'm dropping food everywhere. Magpies can see that. Sorry about that, guys. There's the food. Right. Here we go. There you go. Oh, this other magpie is having a bit of trouble eating that bit. But that's the one I worry about because this guy's really quite brave. I presume it's the male because they're the stupid ones. So I've got extreme zoom here. Come over here, buddy. Whoop. Dropped another piece. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yeah, I'll just find this little piece of grass over here. Oi. There you go. Over here. Hello. Can you see? Blind little thing. Look, I've given you 2 pieces. Oh, well done. Found it. There you go. Give you another 2 pieces. There you go. It's a camera. Why don't any of you creatures like cameras? There you go. Now we've got to be careful because if we feed them too much, they'll exceed their takeoff weight. They're becoming little porkers, these guys. Come on. Come on. One more. One more. Last one. We want to play catches. Here we go. Catch. Brilliant little critters. Okay. Okay, we'll say goodbye to the birds and then I've got to say goodbye and pick up my child from McDonald's. Hello, Loki. Hey, Loki. Loki, 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 Loki. Yeah. Trust me, they could barely take off last time. Like my daughters, they love the magpies, and so they just feed them. Like the dogs are going hungry because they're nicking all the dog food. Loki, Adele says hi. Say hello, Adele. Poor Loki's on a diet the vet has decreed. She is a porker at 840 grams. Yeah, well, they're carnivores, of course. They're also corvids, which are ridiculously smart. Actually, they're not corvids. They take up the ecological niche of corvids. So, yeah, they're corvids. Just like tawny frogmouths aren't owls. They just fly around at night, soundlessly, got brilliant eyesight. They go hoot, hoot, but they're not owls. Did I get sorry about that, Loki? Yeah, I know. Well, the vet fat shamed her. Well, I'm doing something about it, because we've got to make her live up to impossible standards or something. You know what it's like. Want to scratchy poo? Scratchy poo. Here we go. Oh my goodness. The pins in here are just going nuts. Let's see if we can spot them. Hello, Max. Adele says hi. No, I've got to clean out your cage. What have you been doing to it? Yeah, greatest brain in the world. Yeah, well done. Yeah, good idea. It's okay. Like, I consider him to be just one giant random number generator. So, you never know what's going to happen next. Except I'm quite passionate about that war in Ukraine that's going on, and he's determined that he's not going to give them any more help, and that's a bit of a problem to me. There we go. Isn't that interesting? Don't talk about politics, religion, or sex. So, wow, chicka, wow, wow, God. We've done all of them now. There we go. All right, Max. Sorry, I'll give you more later. We'll say goodbye and hello to Pony. How are you doing, huh? Come here. I suppose when we're talking about fat shaming Loki, we could probably shoehorn that into the sex category anyway. Although you've got to be careful. It's okay to love your pets, just don't, love your pets. Yeah. Pony's very funny. When I was away for a few days, my girlfriend looked after her, and she got quite affectionate with girlfriend, but the moment I came back, she went to attacking her. She's a classic, this little thing. She'll just accept if you just pick her up like that. Yoink. And down. Hello. She's actually quite used to it. Yeah, everyone loves pony. And I think that all of these creatures have their own kind of appeal. So I also rescued a plant because as an ethicist, I think that if you're going to give animals a bit of attention, you need to give plants a bit of attention as well. So, you know, deal with that as you may. Yeah, Max is just going nuts here. Why is everyone else getting the attention and I'm not? Listen, just like every other male, we live the life of privilege. Give me my scratches. Give me my scratches. Because my scratches I am entitled to. Yeah. Actually, I think that of all the entitled creatures in the world, this one is the least. He's very lucky to be out of his environment. Well, it's not Queensland. The humidity's just started to come up. I'm starting to sweat like a pig. But I think it's only like 29 degrees or something. That's, 80, 90 degrees Fahrenheit for the Americans? So, I mean, barely anything. In Cairns, if I was there for a couple of weeks and like in the wintertime, it was like 29 degrees every day. Pretty bearable. Pardon me. All right. So, I don't know what I look like. I probably look like a fright because I'm sick at the moment, but here we go. So have a lovely, yeah. So basically what for Fahrenheit conversions, it's not perfect, but you basically double it and you get roughly the Fahrenheit. Double it, add a few. Just so that you know, the Fahrenheit and Celsius are exactly the same at -40. And so I actually use that as a little bit of a guide. So you've got -40. Well, both of them are the same. So you go to, what is it? 0 is about 40 or 30 Fahrenheit. 30 or 40 Fahrenheit is 30 or 40 Celsius is roughly 100 Fahrenheit. It's not quite perfect, but that kind of gives you an idea. Anyway, here's my face. I sound like that other Aussie bloke, don't I? I hope you had a great time watching the magpies do their thing, watching the other birds do their thing. It's quite a menagerie out here. I know. Yeah, she's quite good. Believe it or not, back in the day, I used to do magic tricks and stuff. I haven't done them for years. I never did them with cages because, like, I'm not going to go into it, but doves never ended well with magic tricks. It was very cruel back in the day. Anyway, like and subscribe on the way out. Thank you very much for sharing this time with me. I enjoyed it greatly. It was a bit impromptu. I didn't expect to do it at all because I'm sick. Everyone didn't seem to mind too much. I hope you don't catch what I've got because it's awful. So, like, it might transfer to man flu even for you. So be careful. Be careful out there. You don't want a man flu. All right. I think that's all we're done for. Have a nice evening. Dr. Phil out.